So you said we had some wind last night?
Oh, we had
and
some,
when I was off watch.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It was fantastic, actually. What about pretty much right at midnight? Wind kicked up. There was a big black cloud that I could kind of see, not too well because there was...
Because it was black. There was no
black.
moon.
But, yeah, kicked up. I didn't get the wind gaugey thingy out because there was no point, but the sails filled and we were cruising right along at about 4.5 knots in perfectly flat, calm water. It was just magical. But it lasted
on course?
On course.
Wow.
Just, it was really nice. And it lasted for about an hour and then it fizzled back down. But it was, tiller pilot was still working when you took over the watch, but you said that didn't last very long.
Nope.
Bummer. So.
Nope. I struggled trying to just keep the boat pointed in the right direction. Yeah.
But that's probably the only progress we made last night was from that little boost.
Yeah, we got, what do we determine, 4 minutes of northing out of it last night in 12 hours, or 8, well, how long?
But it looks like it's going to be another perfectly flat, calm day.
Yeah.
So far.
Another day at the beach. Cool. Okay, well, we'll be back after we've had some coffee and some breakfast.
Hold your course.
Today is July 13th. It's day 14 on our voyage north to Alaska from Hawaii.
And we're going nowhere fast.
We're going nowhere, well, but we're going. We're not going fast, but we're going. 1 to 2 knots, sometimes a little over. This morning we were in the mid 3 knot range. So we're moving, and we're moving in the right direction, moving slowly. But we've been like this now for, what, 3 days?
This is our 4th day.
4th day, this is our 4th day like this. We motored for 5 hours yesterday.
Yep.
And
just charging up batteries and...
Charging up batteries and stuff,
taking care of some stuff.
So, and we're pretty well set for that now. The solar panel is actually keeping up with the boat needs. The tiller pilot and what have you. Tiller pilot's steering, as long as we're moving through the water at all, the tiller pilot will keep us on course. And just a little bit of roll of the boat gives us enough forward momentum to keep us moving at 1.5 knots or something like that.
Yeah, if you and I were steering, we wouldn't be able to maintain any forward motion at all.
Yeah. No, that's true. Although last night I was able to keep it going. I shut off the tiller pilot because it was too much extreme one side to the other. So here we are at we're like 34 degrees north, a little bit more than 34 degrees north, and just a little bit farther than 160 degrees west. And we're, you know, I'm not going to belabor the point about trash. I'll do a separate video on trash in the water, but we're encountering some pretty interesting stuff. We'll do a separate video on that. But we're having a good time. It's relaxed, we're moving forward, and we're eating some great meals. Laura's cooking up a storm. No, not a storm, just a light breeze. I was just thinking 10 knots would be awesome. We had 10 knots of wind, man, it would be awesome.
Heck, even 5.
Even 5, even a reliable 5 knots would be great. But right now we're not getting anything at all. The water is glassy. But I see a little bit, it looks like a little puff out there. A little bit of puff. Today, command the wind. Command the wind, yeah. Yeah, I was in the Army for a while. Let's see if I can command the wind. Okay?
Now be nice about it. Nothing major, no major commands.
Use my platoon sergeant voice.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Wind ahead! Hood! Ready! Hood! Just not well trained. That's all. Just not well trained. We need Drill Sergeant Sims to work on these guys. But it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. The only solution to this is patience or lots of diesel fuel.
Lots of fuel.
Lots of diesel fuel. This is the boats that you see with the rows of jerry cans lined up along the lifelines. We've been in rough weather to the point where I would never, ever tie jerry cans to the lifelines. Never. Or anything else for that matter.
Heck, you wanted to put the Genoa on deck and lash it to the lifelines, and I'm even against that.
Even the Genoa sail lashed to the deck is too much in some of the conditions we've been in, let alone windsurfers and kayaks and all that stuff. But we got our inflatable kayak lashed down up here.
Yeah, but that's totally out of the way.
That's totally out of the way, and it's lashed down very securely. It's not
even if it takes a wave, it's not going anywhere.
No. So we're prepared for conditions that we have not had yet on this trip, and hope we don't have. We don't like. I mean, I don't like that, but we're ready for it. Or at least prepared for it. This stuff here, though, the main problem with this is you have to remember not to leave everything out. You're not tied up at the dock. Wind can come up suddenly without warning. Last night,
yeah, it's real easy to get complacent.
It's easy to get complacent, and you know, a 15-knot breeze comes up, you've got the full main and Genoa up, and all of a sudden you heel over and the pot of soup goes flying across the cabin. So
yeah, it's a struggle for us. I mean, every night as we're getting ready for bed, I go through and put everything away. You know, everything has a home and everything in its place at the end of every day. Mm-hmm. And you know, both of us are pretty much in the habit of putting stuff back all the time, but it's so important.
People who've watched our videos before know that we always make a big deal about wearing our harnesses and life jackets, life vests, inflatable life vests with harness and stuff whenever we leave the cockpit. Yet here we are on deck, no harnesses. Of course, we might as well be tied up at the dock the way the boat's moving now. But yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Getting complacent.
Well, I think both of us are...
A little common sense here. Come on now. We don't really need to wear a harness in these conditions, but we do still have to be vigilant.
Absolutely.
The boat can still take a roll while you're walking. Always hold on. One hand for yourself, one hand for the ship. Always, always, always. And speaking of the harnesses, you know, wearing that harness all night long with the PFD built into it, the inflatable PFD, is pretty heavy and gets uncomfortable on your shoulders, your neck and shoulders. So I think next stop we'll see if we can scare up some seatbelt webbing material.
Just like we wore on Endeavor.
Like we wore on Endeavor. Those are, you know, simple, functional, and comfortable. You can wear them all the time. And we had to then. You weren't allowed on deck without the harness. What was interesting about that, though, you had to go aloft to do sail changes. And climbing the rigging, you could not use your harness climbing the rigging. You had to leave it tucked in around your waist. Then after you got up there, you could clip on. But, you know, climbing up the ratlins the first 90 or 100 feet, you couldn't clip on. So a couple people objected to that. But anyhow, here we are. Almost no wind. Middle of the afternoon. July 13th, our 14th day at sea.